Hey, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, guys. You know who it is. It's been a while, I know, but here we are again, right? So I just want to say I'm happy that I can speak with you guys again. I thank God for the life that He's given me. I thank God for the life that He's given you guys. And I pray that you guys continue to seek Him and serve Him and prosper in doing so because He's a good God, man, an awesome God. And without Him, we're nothing. And I'm here today to testify that truth because once again, God has blessed me to purchase another home closer to my work scenario. That has given us the opportunity actually to be fortunate to own multiple homes, but as well to have a Tesla solar system on both homes. That by itself is a blessing, and it's just a testament to how great and awesome He is. And as you can see from the picture, starting picture here, it looks similar to what it was in the Claremont location. This is a Orlando location, so I got both spectrums covered. No matter where I am, I have a place to rest my head, and that's just a blessing from up above. But yeah, this video is gonna be interesting. It's not gonna be as detailed as Claremont because it's basically the same thing, just newer technology. It's actually about the same amount of panels. It's just these panels are 340 watts versus the 325. I think Claremont was set to. Inverter, the two twin power walls, same scenario. That's kind of where it's at in that regard. But man, where do I start, right? But as you can see, we're gonna start with the awesome guys who helped facilitate this project, and I'm gonna try to list them by name. But we, of course, we have Kevin, and what's unique about Kevin is Kevin was with me during the Claremont project. Him and Dan. Dan isn't here with this crew at this time, but nonetheless, it was awesome because when Kevin approached, it was like, hey, this guy looked familiar, but he's lost some weight. He looks great, you know what I mean? And I just wasn't sure. And he said, "You look familiar." And when he said that, I instantly realized, and we both came to the conclusion that hey, this was in Claremont. We did this project. It was so cool. But we got Jose and Jonathan who's also accompanying, who was on the project actually. Let me get my tongue right. They were on the project. That those guys are depicted in the photos as well. And phenomenal crew, man, phenomenal crew. So you got Kevin, Jose, Jonathan, and Jonah. And Jonah was part of the roof crew. But man, let me tell you, these guys didn't miss a step. Perfection from the very get go. And again, I attribute all that to God because man isn't perfect, right? So I have to say there was a higher being, there was a more powerful being at work here that helped me to have all that I have as well to facilitate to have it facilitate the way I like it, the way I need it, the way I think it should be, and yeah, less than perfection from the roof to the to the electrical running in the attic, out of the attic. Again, no exposed wires, with the exception of some piping outside. We'll talk about later during the video. Okay, but I just wanted to give these guys some accolades. So at this point, we're gonna talk about something very special, and I'm gonna spend some time on that because I just don't think this happens enough in today's world, and I was amazed by this scenario. So let's just jump right into that. Okay, so who is this? This kid name is Luke. All right, so when Tesla showed up, all their trucks and cars, and who showed up with this kid? He is all about Tesla. Tesla, Tesla, Tesla. And he came by the house because he's so fascinated with Tesla, everything Tesla, and he wants to be an employee for Tesla. And he came by, and knowing me, who I am, you think I turn this kid away? You think I turn my head and say, hey kid, go play with your friends or go watch cartoons? You kidding me? Dressed like that? Do you see how this kid looked? At first I thought he was an employee, but then when I realized that this kid was just intrigued with what was happening at my house, man, look, I just I don't know. I don't have words to describe it other than who doesn't want a son like that? Who doesn't want a son? I think he's 14 years old with that kind of ambition, drive, and desire and motivation to be a part of something before he's even old enough to be a part of it. What? Guys, I'm like super stoked here, right? And I don't I want to elevate this kid as much as I possibly can, but you know it's difficult without going into a 2 hour segment. But I tell you what, if I have any future interaction with this kid, I promise you I'm gonna keep you guys up to date about how awesome and how he progressed with his life ambitions and the things that he is passionate about. I heard so much stories about this kid and we talked, and listen, this kid was blowing my mind about some of the terminology and technologies that he was talking about, that he's done, that he's interact with. Listen, Tesla needs to have pilot programs that mentor children like this. This kid is doing this on his own. He has Tesla paraphernalias. You know, he has. Forgive me. I know I didn't say that right. But look at it: the shirt, the hat, this kind of stuff. You're kidding me? He has a tool belt on, not just empty and vague, but fully stocked. This is what he's into. So I was talking to him, and he was telling me, yeah, this stuff, this technology is some of the best in the world. And he was talking about his ambitions to be a master electrician and all this other stuff that he's. I mean, look, I can't go back. I wish he was here so I can interview him and you guys can hear it for yourself, because I know you're probably going to be thinking that I'm embellishing. But listen, he's not my kid. And I don't have no reason to push him up like that. If he was my kid, then fair enough. You can say that. But he's a stranger to me. Not anymore, though, because listen, I promise you this. That is what I like. And I love fostering ambition. I love fostering a talent. And this kid has talent just from his words. But if you look, you know, the Bible says they shall be known by the fruits and which they bear. I know some of you guys are going to say, well, it's not referring, it's referring to anything that characterizes the person that is and the person that's within. And this kid is characterizing himself as someone who has a massive desire to be a certain thing, and he's emulating that. He's portraying that. And the fruits that this kid has in his trees is obvious, and they're ripe, man. So yeah, I know, guys, don't give me a hard time, but I'm telling you, I'm impressed with him. I'm very impressed with him, and I'm impressed with what he's going to become. You watch. So Luke, if you see this video, don't ever stop. Don't let anyone discourage you. You continue to motivate ahead. And as I told you then, and I'm telling you again, if you ever, if I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. If I ever have any need for electrical work, you are my man. That's just 100% clear. It's going to be you. I am reaching out to you, and I don't care if you screw it up, because you're in your learning process. You are coming up. You know what I'm saying? We have grown men, old and young, in this profession, and they screw it up all the time. They don't come, and I could show you my panel, and maybe I should do a segment. This is a Lennar home. I could show you that panel, and the wiring in it is less than professional. How can these guys call themselves electrician when the wiring look like a rat's nest? It's not. It should look like a drawing. It should look boxed. It should be orderly. Everything should be in its place. It's not that way. It's all floppy and loose, and nothing about it is tight. So I can go on this, and I told you guys this, but I just wanted to give Luke some recognition, because he really made my day. Yeah, I was getting Tesla installed. That was a high point, but Luke pushed that point. He blew right past that point, because I don't see kids doing this kind of things. I see kids in front of their game systems. I see kids in front of their phones pinned to it, not even paying attention to the life around them. I see kids outside doing arbitrary things, but I never see a child with such strong ambition for their career, for their future. So with that said, I am absolutely blown away. And with that, I'm going to start talking about the system. Okay, so what we got is a 8.6 kilowatt system, 2 Powerwalls, as you know. Again, not much different than Claremont. I would say 1 kilowatt more. Claremont is rated at 7.6. All right, so we're gonna, I'm gonna walk you guys through this installation. I'm gonna narrate as much as I need to. I mean, a lot of it gonna be self-explanatory because again, I didn't go into the nitty get the nitty about the situation. I'm not gonna correct this mispronunciation of certain things either. It is what it is. But yeah, so here we are. These guys, again, that's Jonah's team up on the roof, and they're doing a phenomenal job. I'm gonna give you guys insight to all aspects of it. Right now, they're installing the pucks. What they did with those panels were just absolutely amazing. I know in Claremont we had to augment the solution because it wasn't symmetrical in the end. And I learned that lesson with this. So when the design plans came down, I was able to approve it right away because it met the specification, and Tesla got a much better grasp on the installation process as well. So this was just a puck. How this is gonna be, they got that side here that we were just focusing on, that was the east side of the house. And this side where this is the west side, and we're coming around to the south side where this Lone Ranger is installing pucks. This the aspect here is there's going to be, what is it, 15 panels on the south side and 9 panels on the east side, which give me a grand total of 24 panels. Wow, I can do math. Um, but anyway, and the reason is obviously there's not enough. Ideally, the paneling installation, the plane that they would look to put all the panels, if possible, is on the south side because that's where you can optimize your solar potential. In this case, there wasn't enough real estate for that, so not for the kilowatt rating that I wanted. So we had to put some paneling on the east side, which if you look at the shadow and you can kind of see the east and the south is furnished quite well, and the west is still yet to get direct sunlight. But once we get 12 o'clock and beyond, then the east side would start to dim off while the west side start to brighten up. But you know, hey, this is what we do, right? This is some of the sacrifice we make to facilitate what we need. And I wasn't going to litter the house with paneling just to cover, have full coverage. It is what it is. I saw what the system did when they test the system, and it's amazing. And again, once the system is turned on uh, completely or legally, it's gonna. I'll give more. I'll have more statistics on what it's doing and what it's producing, especially like we're going into the winter season. Of course, that's Kevin doing his magic on the outside there. He's installing the gateway and the breaker panel. Now, there's a disconnect panel that had to be implemented. It's going to be the gray box. You'll see it later on as we proceed through this video. That's the gateway. The gateway is different. It's much better. It's a Tesla device now. It looks completely Tesla, and it has a cool Tesla white panel indoor, much like how you see the power walls are, and it's built really well. I'm very impressed with it, and you guys will see it closer later, more specific. So here we are, and so this is this extent of the installation on the roof, and we're gonna get more. And again, this is gonna be a long video, but it's gonna depict everything without the super details that we went into in Claremont, depicting the components and stuff, because they are what they are. And Claremont information isn't much different than that. They're basically the same thing, just a lot of them are refined. So we're gonna jump to the outside, and there we go. There's the gateway. I know it's not the best shot right now. The ladder is blocking some of the internal view. I took some pictures, and maybe again later on as I get deeper into the system, I'll get more explicit in that reality. And okay, this is the installation of the power wall onto the wall, wireless. I mean conduitless. So that's good. And then we're back on the roof. You know, I'm just showing progression as we go, guys. Again, not a whole bunch of specific information. It's just trying to give you guys a general overview of what transpired during this installation. And I know you've probably seen a dime a dozen, but you haven't seen this one. And every installation is a unique installation as far as I'm concerned. And again, accolades after accolades. Jonah and his crew, these guys, I don't know all of them by name, but Jonah led the roof crew, and he and his team did a phenomenal job. I mean, I don't want to compare it to Claremont because it's not the same crew, with the exception of Kevin. And again, Kevin's work was flawless as it was in Claremont, and that him and Dan was paired then, and they were the dynamic duo. But so when we start talking about crews and who you should use, right now I have two solid crews that I would use definitively without question. Unfortunately, the first crew, I don't know how much of those guys still work for Tesla, but I know this crew, and that's what's important. And as I progress, and there might be a third home and a fourth home, as God provides. But so this is the power wall, uh, partially completed. The conduit and hanged on the wall is finished. It's they just at the point of wiring there. I guess the next step here is to hang the inverter, and then they will be doing the wiring beyond that, and this guy will be ready for testing. Uh, it came out so well, guys. And again, what people's general opinion is of Tesla, I don't know, but I just find it the company to be an awesome company across the board, both automotive and energy. I, you know, the whole SpaceX thing is cool and all, but space is a frontier left for those who want to explore it. Right now, we got enough issues here on planet Earth, so I'm focused on planet Earth. Let me finish up here, and once I'm done on Earth, I'll see about buying some real estate in space, and um, and then I can talk to you guys about it then. However, at this point, it's about Earth, and this is good. And almost all my neighbors were out and they were asking about the solar and this and that, and which is good because there's a process here and there's an educational process, and I'm here to offer them whatever information. I can even refer them to this video so they can see how the installation went, how it's going to progress on their own homes, and as you as well if you decide to do this. Um, I'll offer you guys my referral code if you guys want to utilize it for your future solar endeavors. I'm not big into that stuff, but I'll offer it. I think it gives you 25 years of warranty, or I don't know if they give you $100. I don't know. I don't know what has changed. That's to show you I don't keep up with that stuff, but I'll put it in the video, and if you use it, you use. If you don't, you don't. The purpose of the video was for the information at hand, so you can see how this 8.6 kilowatt solar system went in, how it looks, how many panels it consists of. In this case, 24, and one inverter. And the power wall is obviously optional, but for me, it makes no sense to have solar and not a power wall, at least one, because if power goes out, so does your solar. It goes out, and that's the Florida state law. You can't have solar unless you have a place. You can't have solar active unless you have a place to send power. And if the grid goes down, the one place that you did have just disappeared. So um, this why, man. So what's the point of having a 30, a 20, 30, 40, $50,000 system on your roof that you can't use when you need it the most, when there's no power, right? This is a contingency I need to be ready for at all times, especially with Florida being so susceptible to hurricanes. So with that said, that's my position on that. I'm sure you guys will comment on that, but that's cool. There's Kevin doing his thing, getting to that point. This is we're gonna switch and show you the results of what he was doing there when it was done. Here we go. We got the my meter panel box and the Tesla uh, gateway, and of course that external disconnect that was required because my internal box didn't have it. And so they had to install an external box to disconnect the solar system from the house, and that's where it's done. Um, but it looks cool. I mean, I can paint that box the same color of the wall, but will I? No chance. There's no reason to. it's not obnoxious, and yeah, it's not gonna make much difference anyway because the Tesla box is white. So whatever. Okay, so here we go. We got the paneling progressing on the roof. This is we it's gonna be 9 on this side, so we got one more tear to go before this is completed. And but as you can see, the progression is awesome. The installation is flawless. It's still on the course side now because I mean, obviously they're doing their thing. But when it's done, it's so sweet and it's flawless. If my roof was the color of like some of my neighbors, that charcoal type color, those panels will blend in perfectly. But it's not, right? So uh, it is what it is, and I'm not complaining. Aesthetics mean a lot to me, but that's trivial. This is more about a practicality and how viable it is for the purpose you have it. I don't know if I did this aerial or this high altitude look when it was done. I didn't think to do that, but it would have been good to see it from this altitude up. So when Google Maps um, uh, update the map, you should see it from there anyway. Um, so what else? There wasn't no issues. Again, everything was done in one day. Those guys showed up about 7 o'clock. Actually, prior to 7, they were prompt before time, and that was even with some traffic because I caught up in some traffic issue, a road construction that the government was doing on the road, and then it was just a big issue to get around it. But he was caught up in the same thing, and he still got there before 7. Amazing, these guys. Again, I just can't say enough about them. Um, but no issues. The system went together well. They got done maybe around 4 or 5. I'm not sure. I think it's about, yeah. Anyway, around that time they got done, and it was finished. Everything was completely installed. They tested it. Everything worked flawlessly the very first time go. I mean, so if that's not a testament to how well Tesla how good and proficient Tesla is becoming at the energy side of things, then I don't know what is. Because when I did Claremont, and Claremont was what, 3 years ago, uh, yeah, it went okay, but everything didn't get done the same day, and the equipment is almost identical in terms. Okay, so there we go. There's a oh yeah, there's a finished product. Um, Slick. I mean, it's really nice looking. Not obtrusive. The skirts are on all sides, other than the top, which is appropriate because no one has that views. But from any angle on the ground that you can see those paneling, it has a very nice approach, and I think it was very well executed. And in some scenarios, if you look at the tears on the triangular side, on the south side of the roof, it does not. I mean, the skirts appear there too, which again gives it such a sleek profile, and it doesn't look obnoxious, and it's not offensive. And even if it was, who cares? It's there for a purpose, but it doesn't. So, job well done, Jonah and team. I look at this thing, and I, I, I I couldn't ask for a better execution, right? So, um, great job. It looks nice, and most of all, it's very functional. Of course, we had to test it, and we had to test it with with a lot of validation. I wanted to make sure that all things work, and those guys entertained me and bared with me and dealt with me. So I'm gonna let you guys sit through this for a little bit, and without hearing my voice, I know I've been talking this whole time. Jeez. And then what we'll do is we'll pick up on the next segment, which will be the gateway portion of it. So what's cool about where the gateway and the paneling is, we have that fence in there that is required by the homeowner association, so the trash cans aren't exposed from the road. I mean, that's nice. I can appreciate that. So we had a guy that came in and put in something professionally with some pavers and all that good stuff. But it ironically it blocks the gateway and the paneling from being viewed from the road as well. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. But again, for those who would be really anal about things, it's a good camouflage. But for me, I kind of like that setup on the wall. The only thing could have made that any better is that the piping, the incoming and output power, or the power source in that disconnect panel, and also the gateway, the conduit, I should have just said, pardon me, if it was made internal, right? But that's a supporting wall. It's a concrete wall, and to do that is mega bucks. And I don't even think Tesla offer that kind of service. I mean, it's one thing pulling power through a what do you call it? A sheetrock or a internal wall, which is hollow, which is 2x4 and sheetrock, right? To go through concrete, it's a whole different game. But those guys painted it well. It matched the side of it. It doesn't look bad. Okay, and so here we go. This is the finished product on the inside. You guys already saw this at the beginning of the video, but I figure I would have done a version via the drone, and just to pardon me, just to show it as it would lay under normal circumstances, with the exception of the cars being in the garage. It completes a garage, I'll tell you that much. I kept that wall bare for substantial amount of time. I was tempted to put certain things on it, but I had to reserve that wall for the future installation of my power walls and the inverter, because this is my signature. This is the way all my homes have to be installed. I refuse to put this technology outside, even though it's rated for it. I think it's IP67 rated, but why? Why would I subject it to the damage, especially with hurricanes and something hitting it? No, I mean, it regulates temperature, and also I'm not the temperature variants don't bother me, but why would I put it outside? Or I think it's a component that should be in the garage and optimize its longevity, right? Because even though it's rated for out there, it becomes susceptible to the environment and any hazards that may be presented via a high wind, storm, or what have you. But it has a home and it looks good. Now I can do anything else I needed to do, because I know how to place anything else, get some of that stuff off the floor and put up some shelving. All right, last view of the roof, and then this video is going to come to a rapid end. Again, thanks for watching. I do these things not for me, but for you guys. I also felt it was important to recognize Tesla for the phenomenal job they did in installing this system for me, this 8.6 kilowatt system. They did a great job for us, and I appreciate everything they did. I appreciate the concessions they made to get certain things done the way I needed it done. Which I'm sure was slightly more time consuming, but again, they made me satisfied, and that's what's important for me. And again, if I do obtain a third home, guaranteed it's going to be Tesla, and specifically if I can potentially ask for the specific crew, I would do so, because they know me. And for those that you guys that are out there and potentially going to buy a Tesla, whether you use my referral code or not, remember, Tesla is a professional company doing professional work, and they have a complete solution. So guys, that's all I got. I don't get no kickback from Tesla, just so you guys know, because I know someone say, well, does he work for Tesla? No, this is my second home that they've installed for me, and the job has been satisfactory without any complaints. That's my word, and it's all about truth. Okay, God bless you guys and keep you guys. Have a fantastic morning, night, or afternoon, depending on where you are in the world or what time it is that you're looking at this video. Hope it suits you. If you have questions, you can ask. Again, I travel a lot, so I may not get back right away, but I would definitely make concessions to answer all the questions asked. I do my best. God bless you guys and keep you in His holy name. I hope that you all have a blessed day and a blessed life. And until the next time, take care. Bye.